You were never created just to survive. You were sent to earth to bring something into being that only you can deliver. Yet the world is filled with graveyards of silent potential. Gifts buried beneath fear, voices lost in hesitation, dreams never pursued because someone accepted a lie that they were not enough. But you were born filled with purpose, stamped with divine intention, and laced with seeds of greatness. Every ability you need to fulfill your assignment was placed within you from the beginning. Yet potential is not what you've done. It's what's still trapped inside you. The saddest reality is not death, but a life unlived. A soul that dies full instead of empty. You are not meant to go to the grave with your music still in you. The tragedy is not that people die, but that they die with their vision unspoken, their talents unused, and their impact unrealized. This world is not lacking in genius, it is lacking in courage to release it. And that courage begins with truth. You carry something eternal within you, not for decoration, not for status, but to fulfill a divine assignment. You are responsible for emptying yourself into the world. Let this truth disturb your comfort and stir your soul. You are more than you have become. And until you release what's inside, the world will never be what it was meant to be. Your life will leave a story behind, whether written or unwritten. The question is, who will write it? Intention or regret? What will people say when your name is spoken long after you're gone? Will they remember someone who lived with fire, or someone who coasted through life waiting for permission? Legacy is not built by wishes, it is shaped by decisions. Every moment you breathe is an opportunity to sculpt your future memory, to choose discipline over delay, to say yes to purpose and no to excuses. People remember those who made their lives better, those who touched something invisible and turned it into impact. You don't have to be famous to be unforgettable. You have to be faithful. The world is aching for examples of people who lived what they believed, who poured themselves out until there was nothing left to give. Don't live to be impressive, live to be effective. Don't die full of unspoken words, unwritten books, unstarted movements. There is a difference between being busy and being effective, between motion and mission. Stop counting the years, start making the years count. You have one chance to write a legacy worth reading. Begin today. Decide that you will not leave this earth full. Decide to live in such a way that the echo of your obedience becomes someone else's inspiration. Potential is not a feeling or a fantasy. It is the unseen reality of who you could become. It is the treasure hidden beneath your fears, the ocean beneath your surface. It is everything you have not yet done, every book not yet written, every speech not yet delivered, every idea not yet created. Potential is the power of who you are becoming. It is your future hiding inside your present. The most dangerous person is not the one who has arrived, but the one who realizes what still lies dormant within. You are not empty, you are simply untapped. Every tree begins as a seed, every movement begins as a whisper. You were never created to be ordinary. The fingerprints of greatness are already in you. But potential has an enemy, and its name is comfort. Comfort tells you to settle. Potential demands that you grow. Potential only becomes power when it's developed, trained, stretched, and released. It will cost you comfort. It will demand your focus. But if you ignore it, you live a life of half-finished dreams and almosts. If you embrace it, you create a future that history will never forget. Wake up to your inner possibility. What you see today is not all there is. And what you've done so far is only a fraction of what you were meant to do. Everything in creation is governed by law. So is your potential. Your life is not random. You were formed by a source shaped for a function and designed to reflect your origin. Just as a tree must remain connected to the soil, just as a fish must remain in water, you must remain connected to your source to grow. Disconnection is the beginning of decay. You can only be sustained by what made you. The essence of your potential comes from the one who placed it there. Without that connection, your vision dims, your strength dries up, and your clarity fades. But when you stay aligned with your Creator, you unlock the flow of wisdom, strength, and strategy. You become a reflection of divine order. The seed does not question its purpose, it simply grows in the place it was planted. You must do the same. Live in the rhythm of your design. Stay rooted in truth. Water your spirit with purpose. Feed your mind with light. And remember, potential doesn't respond to pressure. It responds to principle. You are not waiting for a moment. You are aligning with a law. And when alignment is right, fruit is inevitable. Every creation reflects its creator. A painting echoes the heart of the artist. A melody flows from the soul of the composer. So it is with you. Your potential reveals the nature of your source. You were not made by mistake. You were crafted in brilliance, formed in wisdom, and filled with divine breath. You can never rise above the one who made you, but you can reflect him more clearly. The closer you walk with your source, the clearer your vision becomes. Now, when you drift, you forget. When you reconnect, you remember. You remember that you were born to lead, not follow. To create, not just consume. To build, not just survive. Staying connected is not about religion. It's about reality. It's the oxygen of your destiny. The deeper the relationship, the greater the clarity. And with clarity comes confidence. Stop searching for your worth in approval. You already carry the signature of greatness. When you truly know who made you, you stop doubting who you are. And when you stop doubting who you are, the world can no longer ignore what you do. You are not a mistake. Every part of you was designed with intention. Your passions, your personality, your intellect, your instincts, they are not random. They are the fingerprint of a divine designer. When a manufacturer creates a product, they design it according to its purpose. A car is not built to fly, and a plane is not built to float. Your unique design is a direct clue to your destiny. The way you think, speak, feel, and move was created to fulfill a very specific assignment. So stop comparing your blueprint to someone else's. You were never meant to be a copy. You are an original, one-of-a-kind solution to a problem this world needs solved. When you ignore your design, you malfunction. When you try to fit into someone else's identity, you break the rhythm of your destiny. The only way to flourish is to function as you were created. Look at what excites you. Pay attention to what frustrates you. What do you notice that others overlook? That is a clue. What do you do with ease that others struggle to master? That's a sign. Discovering your design isn't about trying to be more. It's about aligning with what already exists inside you. When you learn how you were built, you stop wasting energy on things you were never meant to do, and you finally begin to grow where you were planted. Purpose is not something you invent, it's something you uncover. It was buried in you before you were born. You were created for a reason, and that reason is not survival, it is significance. You weren't placed on earth to simply breathe air and pay bills. You were born to fulfill an assignment, a task so unique that no one else can complete it like you. Purpose is not found in noise, it is discovered in silence. It's the quiet conviction that there's more to life than this. It's the whisper that keeps calling when you try to settle. If you want to know your purpose, look at what breaks your heart. Look at what burdens your spirit. Now, that's not a weakness, that's a calling. The problem you were born to solve reveals the purpose you were created to fulfill. Don't spend your life chasing money, applause, or validation. They are byproducts, not blueprints. Purpose is what keeps you moving when applause stops. It's what drives you when no one is watching. When you live on purpose, you live with power. And when you live with power, your life becomes a message that no one can ignore. The most dangerous thing in the world is not a person with a plan. It's a person with a purpose. You are not empty, you are equipped. Everything you need to begin your journey already exists inside you or around you. The problem is not lack, it's awareness. You've been given time, talent, opportunities, and relationships, but you must learn to recognize and activate them. Stop waiting for a perfect moment. Use what's in your hand. Every dream begins with what's already within reach. The seed for your next level is already in your soil. The relationship that will open a door is already in your life. The skill you need is already in your spirit, waiting to be sharpened. Don't despise small beginnings. Don't underestimate what you carry. Too many people wait for big breaks while ignoring small blessings. But potential grows when gratitude meets action. When you recognize your resources and steward them with excellence, doors begin to open. A favor follows faithfulness. Destiny responds to discipline. Look again. That gift you ignore may be your breakthrough. That voice you silence may be the one you were meant to share. Everything changes when you stop looking at what you don't have and start maximizing what you do. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not empty. You are loaded. A seed cannot grow in any soil. No matter how much potential it carries, if the environment is toxic, the seed will die. So it is with you. You cannot thrive in every place, and you cannot grow with everyone. Your environment matters. The conversations you listen to, the relationships you entertain, the thoughts you dwell on, these things either water your growth or choke your roots. If you want to flourish, you must protect your atmosphere. Some people will never understand your calling, and they don't have to. Their misunderstanding should not shrink your mission. Create boundaries where there is dishonor. Guard your peace like a treasure. Your dreams are too precious to be exposed to careless hands. Choose relationships that stretch you, not ones that drain you. Find voices that speak life, not ones that plant doubt. You owe it to your future to build a greenhouse around your soul. Create space for stillness. Feed your mind with truth. Surround yourself with light. You cannot grow in chaos. Protect your soil, because the destiny inside you deserves a place to bloom. The seed only produces fruit when it is worked. Desire without discipline is a wish. Potential without pressure is wasted. You must work. Not because you are trying to prove your worth, but because you are nurturing what is already true about you. Work is not punishment. It is partnership with your purpose. It is how you shape the invisible into something the world can see. There is no such thing as overnight success, only unseen preparation. The difference between those who talk and those who transform is effort. You will never manifest what you refuse to manage. You will never master what you avoid. Start before you feel ready. Start with what you have. Show up daily. Put your hands to the vision. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. There is power in progress. As you work, you build confidence. As you work, doors begin to open. As you work, clarity comes. Faith is not waiting for something to happen. Faith is acting like it already has. Dig into the dream, plant deep, water often, and don't stop working the soil until what's inside you becomes undeniable. There's a difference between busyness and fruitfulness. Motion is not mission. Many people work hard but achieve little because their work lacks alignment with purpose. The secret isn't just to work, it's to work in the right direction. When you labor in your purpose, your energy multiplies, your creativity expands, and your reward deepens. You stop running in circles and start advancing in destiny. Purposeful work builds stamina because it carries eternal weight. It's not just effort, it's impact. Work becomes worship when it's rooted in calling. So be strategic. Ask yourself, so what I'm doing right now connected to who I'm becoming? Is this effort building my future or just burning my energy? Real power is in focus. When you stop doing everything, you start doing the right things. You don't need to prove your value by being exhausted. Your assignment isn't to be busy, it's to be effective. When you align your hands with heaven's blueprint, the fruit will follow. And when you work with divine precision, you don't just get results, you become unstoppable. Growth is not measured in leaps, it's built in layers. Your future is not waiting in the distance, it's hidden in today's obedience. Every day, you're either sowing seeds of destiny or delaying your harvest. And it doesn't take dramatic actions. It takes consistent ones. Wake up early and commit to the unseen hours. Take one step toward your vision. Say yes to what builds you and no to what breaks you. You don't need to do everything, but you must do something. Greatness is forged in the fires of consistency. It's built in the quiet moments when no one is clapping, when no one is watching, and when no one understands. But heaven sees destiny records. And the seed you water today becomes the fruit you'll hold tomorrow. Do not despise the process. Do not ignore the pace. Your daily obedience is creating eternal outcomes. It's not glamorous, it's not loud, but it's effective. And when you look back, you'll realize the breakthrough wasn't sudden. It was built in every choice to obey when you could have quit. Responsibility is the price of potential. The more you've been given, the more you are required to release. You cannot ask for greatness and ignore discipline. You cannot cry for impact and run from pressure. Responsibility is not a punishment. It is a compliment from heaven. It means you've been trusted with power, but that trust demands maturity. You must rise above excuses. You must grow beyond blame. Stop pointing fingers at your past, your environment, your limitations. Everything you need is already inside of you, but it will only activate when you accept responsibility. You are not a victim. You are not abandoned. You are called. You are chosen. And every moment you own that truth, your potential expands. Great people are not those without problems. They are those who carry responsibility in the face of pressure. They show up, they lean in, they take ownership of their growth. So rise to the occasion, pick up the mantle, and walk as one who was born to lead, not follow. You are not becoming someone else. You are becoming fully you. The goal is not to imitate, but to unveil, to strip away every false label, every limiting belief, every lie that told you you're not enough. Becoming is a process of alignment, not performance. You are not building an identity. You are uncovering the one placed in you before time began. That's why the enemy of your potential is not failure, it's forgetfulness. When you forget who you are, you settle, you shrink, you compare. But when you remember your origin, your fire returns, your vision sharpens, and your posture changes. You walk with clarity, you speak with conviction, you live with authenticity. This process is not always comfortable. Growth is rarely painless. But every stretch, every test, every pruning is preparing you for the version of you the world needs to see. You are not chasing greatness. You are releasing, because it's already there, buried under the noise, buried under fear, but ready to rise. The journey is not about becoming impressive. It's about becoming whole. There is a time to plant, and there is a time to harvest. But between them is preparation. This is the season most people try to skip. They want the stage without the struggle. They want the glory without the growth. But preparation is not optional. It's essential. It is in the quiet, private moments that your roots go deep. It's in the seasons of silence that your strength is tested. When it seems like no one sees you, when your work is hidden, when progress feels invisible, that is when your foundation is being built. Don't rush the process. Don't curse the waiting. What you're becoming in private is more important than what you're dreaming about in public. If you skip the season of preparation, you won't be able to carry the weight of the calling when it comes. Real success is not built on hype. It's built on humility. So prepare with excellence. Prepare with faith. Prepare with endurance. Because when your season comes, you won't have to chase it. You'll already be ready for it. Unreleased potential doesn't disappear. It decays. It turns inward and becomes frustration. What you don't express begins to oppress. You were created to release, to serve, to give. But when you ignore the pull of your purpose, your gifts begin to rot in the soul. That's why so many live angry, anxious, or numb. They're not empty, they're overfull, weighed down with unspoken dreams, silenced talents, abandoned ideas. Potential is power, but unused power becomes destructive. Like a river that's been dammed too long, it eventually overflows or dries up. Some of the greatest pains in life come from misdirected passion. The urge to create becomes addiction. The drive to build becomes control. Why? Because energy without assignment becomes confusion. You were never meant to hold your greatness in. It was meant to pour through you like a river, not stagnate like a swamp. Your joy comes from doing what you were born to do. Your peace comes from knowing you're walking in your assignment. The longer you wait to release your potential, the louder the inner unrest will become. So don't ignore the whisper. Don't silence the stir. Let what's in you flow. Turn your energy toward purpose and your life toward freedom. There is no expiration date on purpose. It doesn't matter how long you've waited, how many times you've failed, or how far you feel you've drifted. If you're still breathing, your potential is still active. Your past may have delayed you, but it did not disqualify you. You may feel behind, but in the realm of purpose, nothing is wasted. Every lesson, every scar, every wrong turn can become part of your preparation. The key is to start now. Stop mourning wasted years and start redeeming today. Destiny doesn't need perfect conditions, just a surrendered heart. Begin where you are, with what you have, and trust that your next step is part of your return. The road back to potential is paved with repentance, realignment, and relentless hope. You are not too late. You are not too broken. Purpose is patient. It waits for you to awaken. And when you do, it runs to meet you. Don't let shame stop you. Don't let regret paralyze you. Use it. Fuel your fire with it and decide that the rest of your life will be proof that it's never too late to begin again. The goal of life is not to arrive safely at death. It is to pour out everything you were given, to die empty, to leave this earth having delivered every gift, every lesson, every idea, every act of love you were assigned to carry. Too many people leave full of music never played, books never written, messages never shared, inventions never built. The graveyard is the richest place on earth because it's filled with unused potential. But that will not be your story. You will leave this world empty. You will spend every drop of what was given to you. You will run your race with clarity and conviction. And when your final breath comes, it won't be filled with regret. It will be filled with peace because you didn't wait. You didn't hide. You didn't settle. You released. You became. You obeyed. And in doing so, you became a living testimony that potential is not just a concept, it's a calling. And your calling will not be wasted, not in this life, not under your watch. You don't own your potential, you steward it. It was entrusted to you for a reason, and that trust comes with responsibility. You are not just living for yourself. Your obedience is someone else's breakthrough. Your vision is someone else's permission. Your courage is someone else's healing. When you release your gift, you create a path for others to follow. You become a light in the dark, a voice in the noise, a hand in the chaos. This world needs what you carry, not next year, not someday, now. Your time is sacred, your life is sacred, and it matters more than you know. Don't hold back, don't hide, don't wait for a sign. You are the sign. And the moment you release what's inside of you, the world begins to shift. You are responsible not just for what you know, but for what you've been given. And the measure of your life will not be in what you owned, but in what you gave away. Give it all, every gift, every word, every act of love. That is how legacies are written. That is how history is changed. This is not a message for another day. This is your moment. The call is not coming, it's already here. Everything you need to begin is within you. Every excuse has already expired. You are enough. You are ready. You are called. The journey will not be easy, but it will be worth it. You were not created for mediocrity. You were not born to blend in. You were formed to shine. Disrupt darkness, to carry something sacred. This is your beginning, not just of a task, but of a transformation. As you release your potential, you will unlock freedom you've never known, strength you've never felt, and joy that surpasses circumstances. You will rise, not because of chance, but because of choice. And that choice is in your hands right now. Choose to believe again. Choose to rise again. Choose to release what's in you, not next year, not when it's safe. Now, the world is waiting and heaven is watching. Live full, die empty, and never look back.